Hello and welcome to this, I don't know what we'll call it, Teen Teach, Coffee in Class. No, let's come up with some creative ideas, what we'll call these sessions that we're doing here at the Author's Adventure. So I'm hoping maybe somebody will come and join me today. I will be here every day, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, so that at some point you can come in and listen in, have a chat, talk, ask questions, so you understand exactly what we're doing here at the Author's Adventure. So this week, I thought we would talk about brand awareness, and brand awareness is all about brand brilliance. And everything we do here at Brilliance Publishing is, of course, brilliant. So no surprises there that we're talking about brand brilliance. And I want you to understand that your brand and branding are two different things. The brand is who you are, what you stand for, and what you stand against. That's my little sort of short summary of what it is. And today we're going to raise awareness as to what we're doing here in the Author's Adventure and the Authorpreneurship Academy, exactly what the elements of brand that we are focusing on. So just to understand that brand is who you are, and branding are all the things that people love to, it's because it's creative, to get their teeth into, as your colors, your fonts, your logo, and all these other things that make you feel and look super duper for your clients, because it's all about that market attraction. It's all about attracting clients to you, or readers, obviously, as authors, but we're going beyond the book and it's more than just a reader. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm hoping one or two of you come on. It would be great to actually have some interaction other than me talking to a screen. Anyway, let's carry on. So when people came to Brilliance Publishing before, a lot of you will know that we always start with values, vision, and mission. Once you've done your onboarding, it's about finding out who you are and getting a solid foundation and connecting to you. So in the Author's Adventure, we wanted to take you deeper and further with understanding brand. Now, if you go and have a one-to-one session all on brand, it's really deep, it's quite exhaustive, it's emotional, and we're not going just on a surface level, we are going a couple of layers down. So just so that you can understand, looking at brand from these different perspectives around you. And we look at, we've got 9, but it's actually 10 if you look at brand awareness as a whole. And awareness is the first level of our model of awe. That is awareness, win, and evolve. Because we need to expand, we need to grow in order to reach a worldwide audience. And so because we're on missions to make a difference, and we want to impact those who we touch, and we want to influence them with our words and through walking our talk. So for me, brand will always be the first stage. So although it's called stage 2 here on the Academy, it's really the first deep piece of work that we do. So I'm going to get up, if I can remember where we go, the whiteboard. I'm going to get up a whiteboard. It has changed a little bit. So let's put up we're just looking up, getting the whiteboard up. So, because it's new, look, it's showing me all these things. So let's just get started. So let's look at some of the topics that we're going to discuss. As I said, prior to the author's adventure, we always started with values, vision, mission, and we looked at ideal client. We also looked at the golden thread. So we did half of what you're going to do here, and we're going to give you some more. And of course, as we develop along the journey, because we're starting this out together, if I believe something is important that you should know about, we will add these as bonuses. But you have all of these programs that I can show you in school shortly. So let's look at what that means. So I wonder if I'd be better typing it. Is it allowing me to do it? Okay. So here we go. We can put it up here. So we always begin with brand values. So we go through the exercise. You will be doing this in the school, and you will then know what your top 3 values are. And it's so important that you know these top values, because they are the things that drive you. They are, when you're conscious of your values, you make better decisions, you feel better, you know where you're going, you have that clarity, and it's part of that emotional intelligence development. So let's go to the next one. Once we've got our brand values, we then have our brand vision. And of course, that brand vision, what is that big picture? Now, quite often we don't dream big enough. And the thing about the vision is it's got to be so big that it scares you. It's got to be an audacious goal, a big, big goal that it scares you. And that's okay, because we then reverse engineer and we start where you are and what do you need to do day in and day out to take consistent action to walk 1,000 steps, which begins with a single step. Once you know what the big picture is, the vision, you want to know what your brand mission, oh, if I could type, it'd be good. Mission is. So the mission is, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do in order to achieve the vision? So the vision is intangible, and the mission is what you're actually doing. It's the action steps that you're taking which become more tangible. They've got smaller bite-sized pieces for eating the golden elephant, and you can take little steps every single day, whatever that may be. It could be something as simple as, so how am I going to reach more people to read my book? So you think, you brainstorm all those ideas and you come up with how you're going to do that. Then you really connect that to your vision, and then you take those steps. I will make it clearer in a minute. I just want to go through them all and show you the steps, and then go back and explain them further. Because the reason why we go back, we're reinforcing, we're joining dots. As you can see, there's lots of dots here, and that's what we're doing. So if I tell you everything at once, it's harder to join the dots. This is called a spiral curriculum, where you go back and revisit and revisit. And every time you revisit, you get deeper in your understanding, and you can see wider, and you can rise more easily. So once we've got our mission, then the other thing we're going to look at is our brand purpose. So the purpose is the narrative question, why. The vision is what, the brand mission is how, and the purpose is why are we doing it? Why am I getting out of my bed every day and doing what I do every day? I need a why. Your why must be bigger than yourself. Your why must be so big and so meaningful, it's attached to that vision. Why am I here talking to, doing these sessions, even when no one turns up? Because I show up. I show up. And that tells you who I am. That tells you my commitment. That tells you of my integrity. And that tells you that whether somebody turns up to be live or not, I will give my best and I will do this job. That is how committed and connected I am to my purpose, because I'm on a mission to make a difference. And we'll find out a bit more detail shortly. So once you've got your brand purpose, then we can start to think about, well, what's my brand statement? What can I say day in and day out, day in and day out, and never get tired of it? And actually, every time I say it, I feel stronger and more committed. So one of mine is, I'm on a mission to make a difference, and I help other people with their mission to make a difference. So it's those ripple effects, which I call ripples of brilliance. So that's all part of it. So that's part of my statement. Now, you might have more than one statement, so you can interchange them depending on who you're talking to, what you're talking about, what that copy is. That would be wonderful. So we'll have the brand statement. Although I always say I'm on a mission to make a difference, I'll show you what our brand statement is in a moment. After your brand statement, we have to look at what's a brand personality. Now, there are personality. Okay, there are 5 dimensions, and then we look into each of those dimensions, and then we have to do a whole lot of work in thinking and reflecting to find out what our personality is, because there's no split personality. And we struggled with that in the beginning, because, and we always do, because we always want to serve others, and we're a bit of this and we're a bit of that, but eventually you have to get yourself down to a single personality. No split personalities allowed. And I'll go into more detail in a moment. And of course, you then need to know, this is a human trait that we all need to know. And in Maslow's hierarchy of need, we all need to know, what is my brand identity? How do I identify, and how do people identify? How do I identify with who I am, and how do people identify with me? In this case, it's your brand. Your brand is an author and a business as an entrepreneur. Then we have our brand voice. What is that brand voice? And that brand voice has to match the personality. So it's important that we know the different elements of brand voice, so we can select the voice that we want, that accompanies, that mirrors that brand personality. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the last one for today's purposes is our brand audience, because there's no point in going through all this work if you don't know, who am I talking to? Who is going to understand the words that I use? Who is going to connect with the values that I uphold? Who is going to connect with that personality? Remember, birds of a feather flock together. Remember, like-mindedness. And we can see in our discussions that there's a lot of like-mindedness between us. And so as the family gels and we get to know each other, there will be people in the BBP family who are very like-minded, and friendships and business and all sorts of ventures will be conjured up between us. So these are the elements that you are going to work on, so that you can identify where you lie in each of these. So let's go back to the brand values. So the brand values here at BBP, let me close the whiteboard and let me see if I can get you up my document, because you'll have one of these, but this is the last thing you do. But I'm going through all of these so you understand, and then you can go back and look at each one at a time, because you have to do the work to get to the outcome that I'm going to show you. You think, oh, that's easy. Once you start questioning and looking deeper, you will get confused, because we got confused. And then you've got to really clear everything away so that it's so crystal clear. So let me see, let me share the screen and let me share what we've done. So we went through the exercises that I've got for you in the author's adventure. We've done. Not once, not twice, a number of times we've done these. So, and it's a good idea, particularly for your values, to go and look at them once or twice a year. Sometimes we do them twice a year, but once you get going, annually, it'll be enough. But I think in the beginning, you should have a look at them twice a year, every 6 months. So our brand values are integrity, collaboration, and reliability. And you know that because I spoke about that with you when we had our conversation, when you were deciding whether you would come and work with us or not. So let me make this bigger. And then once we got those brand values, and integrity is because who are you when no one's looking, you know, you're walking your talk. Collaboration, because that's the whole journey, that's the whole working together. And I have years and years of experience of knowing that collaboration is the best way to move forward. And reliability, that you can rely on us. If we say something will get done, it will get done. Vision. This is the goals for the future. Remember the big audacious goals I told you about? So our big goal is to be the #1 holistic publisher in the world, not just here in the UK, not just in Epsom or Surrey, but in the world. And I can claim that. I don't know anybody else who has a holistic approach and does all the elements that you're doing in the author's adventure. So you've got the upper hand straight away. Then the mission. How are you going to achieve that vision? Remember, it's the how. The vision's the what, the how. The brand is the fuel, the driving force. So this is ours. We deliver simple success strategies to create entrepreneurs with brilliance. And that's what we're doing. All these simple strategies that I'm now building into the author's adventure in the Authorpreneurship Academy. What's our purpose? What's the good behind our work? It's not just me finding people to write a book and you invest and I give you a book. No. Remember, we're on a mission to make a difference. So it's about, it's bigger than you. It's what is behind why you do what you do. And for us, we want to inspire the mind and move the soul by sharing stories, celebrating differences, and creating a community. What I am doing right here. So celebrating differences, that's because we're huge on D&I. In January 2023, our figures are 52% Black and Asian authors and 48% white. Find me another white publisher who's got those figures. Very hard to find. And that's because it's about we are human and we want the best for everybody, bar none. So we are absolutely thrilled that our purpose, we're living out our purpose. And of course, it's those stories. Everything's about story. And of course, the community. So then we move on to our brand statement. These are these little, I already said we're on a mission to make a difference, which you can kind of put towards the mission. But we've come up with, this is a brand statement we're working with currently. We turn authors into entrepreneurs. You don't just come to Brilliance Publishing to become an author. No, we take you beyond your book. We create entrepreneurs. We look at what you're saying, the brand voice, what's the message in your writing, in your speaking, and in your business. That's what an entrepreneur is. And I cannot separate those out. And it's my job to show you that's who you are becoming through the work that we're doing. So you see, it's got to be something memorable. The brand statement for Nike is just do it. McDonald's, I'm loving it, you know. So you probably can think of brand statements for a number of brands. And we go into that deeply when you're doing that. That's part of the module that you'll be doing. And then, of course, you've got brand personality. It's the personification of your brand. Now, I'm going to share another document with you just to explain it a bit more. So we are all about competence, and you'll find other, when you do the exercise, you'll find other companies that we reflect that same personality. So let me just show you another document. So brand personality, let me make it bigger. Hold on, it's because I'm trying, like, if I go to view, I should be able to make it bigger. Zoom. Well, zoom. Oh, see what happens if I go to 200. Yeah, that's the bit we want to see. So there are 5 dominant elements: sincerity, excitement, competence, sophistication, and ruggedness. Now, this exercise is really quite cool when you get to it, but you're looking at the elements of the dimensions that, where do you sit in? So sincerity, honest, wholesome, down to earth, and positive. That could be us. We had a split personality, but remember I told you, you're not allowed a split personality. You have to focus on one. So there's lots of discussion, lots of soul searching to find out, is it sincerity that's our big thing? I think it's a big part of who we are. Excitement, are we lively, excited, imaginative, daring? So you can think of maybe some brands who have that personality. Competence, reliable, well, that's our 3rd value. Hardworking, well, you've got to be hardworking and to be reliable. Successful, 100%. Intelligent, we like to think so. We like to think we're intelligent, innovative, cutting edge. So that's what makes us different, you see? So when we consider sincerity and competence, yeah, we're that, but actually competence was the one that when we dug deeper and we had more conversations, we came to the conclusion that competence was our brand personality. So sophistication, luxurious, glamour, high-end, charming. Well, although we're high-end, and I think we're quite charming, it wasn't how we were selling. We weren't in the same league as Chanel and Dior and Louis Vuitton and all these big glamorous and luxurious brands, you know, like Ferrari. We're not in there. And then ruggedness, which is tough, outdoorsy, unconventional, adventurous. Well, yes, you're on an author's adventure, but we weren't really outdoorsy. We're not an outdoorsy brand. So that we really couldn't be that for that. So, you know, you kind of go through it as a whole. Don't worry about it just now, but you will go through all of this in the videos and in the lessons and in the work that we ask you to do to come up with your personality. So let's go back to sharing the brand. So that was personality. Then you've got your brand identity. The identity is the nearest thing we're getting to branding. And the brand identity is how are you recognized? Or you're recognized by your voice, the visual components, how you're represented, that allows the readers, your clients, to remember your brand. So as you can see, going through all of this, we've worked exceedingly hard to ensure that our brand is absolutely identifiable. And already I think you can see it's the dark midnight blue and it's the gold with elements of the white. So you can see also, oh, it's not on this. Once when you do the teaching, once you'll see it, we have little diamond shapes. It's part of our logo. It's not on this one because that's the Author's Adventure logo. So we have little golden threads because we believe it's your story. It's the lessons from your story. They are absolutely fundamental to everything that you're doing. It's the little diamond shapes. It's the little lines and the dash of sparkle, of course, because we're brilliant. As you can see here, we have the brilliance coming through these gold lines. So we get onto them, and it's easy to find your brand identity once you've done values. From your values, we do the psychological use of branding colours, and then we work on it from that. And the branding colour is about attracting your clients. It's not as much about what you like. There's an element of that, but it should be about how you're attracting your clients. Then, of course, the brand voice. What is your tone of voice that you want to use? And again, there's a whole exercise with different brand voices that match your personality. So that's why you do the personality before you do the voice. And this is how you want to come across always in every single thing that you do. Interviews, copy, speeches, everything, podcasts, whatever, blogs. So our brand voice is, we're witty. It's all about words, puns. So you'll see that in a lot of our front covers. We like to be witty. We like to, you know, and wittiness is that intelligence. It's that humor. That's part of who we are. We've got to have a fun element. It's purposeful. We're purposeful. We're here. We've got a job to do, and we're going to do it. So we need to be on purpose with what we're doing. We're very respectful. That comes with the integrity. Have to be respectful of ourselves, first and foremost, and of course of you and all our other partners who work with us. And of course, without a doubt, we're enthusiastic. You'll know that. Sure, that's that energy. It's the high energy that we come with. It's enthusiasm. It's the love what we do what we love. It's all of that. There's another brand statement. You know, so you can see, you probably will find you'll end up with a few little brand statements, but there'll be one that will really jump out, and one that you'll use in different circumstances. Then, of course, once you know who you are, who are you talking to? Who are you trying to attract? What readers? Why should they read your book? Why should they come and listen to you? Why should they work with you? Why? And that you need to know that brand audience. That brand audience or avatar has to be your best friend. So who's the ideal author? Who's the ideal reader and ideal client? So our brand audience are business owners who want to make a difference. That's you. Remember, we're all on a mission to make a difference. We want to influence and impact others with a brilliant best-selling book. So we know we want authors who are committed to having a book, being brilliant, making a difference, want their book to do well, want themselves to do well, and want their business to grow, evolve, and expand and evolve. Evolve and expand. So these are all the elements that we work on through stage 2 of the school. So let me get that up. Oh, I think I've picked the wrong one. And let me take you to the classroom. So let me come back and share the screen with you. And when you get to the classroom, you will see our 6 stages. Now, I'm sure over time we'll add other things to this, but right now, by the time we're finished, you'll have over 100 lessons without a shadow of a doubt. So talk about value, added value. That's what we want to give you. You don't need to do them all at once. You can come back time and time again. But if you look at the brand foundations that we've just been speaking about, you can see that when you come in here and you click on each one, there's a video. There are play sheets, all sorts of description, ask you what to do, start the discussion, mark yourself done. You get points. The more you interact in the group, the better it is. So we go through all these. So there's the mission. So again, there's always a video for you. You can see they're all short. They're no more than about 10 minutes, maybe 12. I tried to keep them between 5 and 10 minutes. Sometimes you go a wee bit over, whatever, you know, it just depends. And again, what you need to do, start a discussion, and it's in the mission category, and share your work. Once you know your mission statement, put it in, and we'll all give you feedback. We'll go, that's great, or what about this? You know, there might be something, it needs a bit more clarity, and that's why we have accountability in the group, and we encourage and we share everything with love. So know who you are. So you've got the golden thread, you've got the graph, there's a whole lot of that. Then let's go to the branding tools. So here are all, you can see lots of little work to do, and each one has, so there's brand personality. So there's more than one video, and I take you through everything, and then you go away and you work on it. And the most important thing is that you share. So you can see there's lots of work has been done already for you. You see our brand, colors, everything. So you will know who we are. Well, you do already, but we've really knuckled down and streamlined and got consistent and been laser focused in this work. So school, so for that reason, school's been brilliant. It's got a discussion, takes us away from the distraction of social media. We can come and we can focus on conversations at any one time, depending on where you are on the journey and what you're doing. You can ask questions, you can buddy up with someone. We will be looking to do a lot more as we journey through the next 12 months. But that is what's in store for you in terms of brand. And of course, you know why we start with brand, because you need to know who you are. You need to be able to stand up and say, my name is Brenda Dempsey, and I stand for, and I stand against, and this is who I am. So when you get really deep, for me on a personal level, I am love and sunshine energy. And I'm on a mission to make a difference by turning authors into entrepreneurs. I create ripples of brilliance across a global stage so that we can come together and share our messages of hope, of wisdom that makes a difference in people's lives, so we can inspire them to take action. We can make an impact on them to think differently, and we could influence them to maybe consider another way. So we're all about informing, impacting, influencing. We're using innovative ideas. You need to know who you are. What's your personality? Well, we're competent. We know what we're doing. We are confident in ourselves 200%. Why? Because we've got evidence of success. And this is where I want you to be, because when you're at that level, at a drop of a hat, if somebody asks me to talk about a subject, I'm there talking about it. And how can I do that? Because I talk from my heart. I talk from my heart and soul. I talk from my experience. Because when you leave your head out of it, the ego out of it, and oh, wonder what people will think about me. Oh, what if I forget what I'm saying? Or what if I dry up? No. When you're out of your head and in your heart, and when you speak from that soul, you'll never forget. You'll never forget. And you will speak in a way that will command people to listen because of your energy, your enthusiasm, your confidence, your competence. So confidence is the attitude that we wear here. Gratitude is an attitude that we exude here. So all of these things about who you are, they are all part of this journey along to becoming an entrepreneur, getting to the Hall of Fame, and going through the doors of opportunity to make that difference. That's what being an author does for you, and more and more. Now, this is where we would probably stop and open it up These sessions are usually 45 minutes. I do hope to see you coming along and joining in, because there's nothing worse than being a teacher without an audience. So please come along and join in. And even if you're watching a replay, say replay, and please comment. Comment, give me your opinion. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you want to see? What am I not doing that you think I should be doing? It's all about positive criticism and feedback, so that I can make this the best journey ever. Make it a great place to be. Make it a great community to be in. I know you're all great, brilliant human beings, so let's share that with each other. I do understand that you can't always come along to these, but I would like to see you come at least to one a week, if not more. I have alternated it, so we've got afternoon and morning, because we have clients all over the world. So if you're in America, these sessions will be beneficial to you, because you might be able to make them, rather than the early morning sessions where you're sleeping, and vice versa. The early morning ones will be good for people in further field in India, the Philippines, New Zealand, where we also have clients. So that's why we've got 2 morning sessions and 2 afternoon sessions. The replay will be there for you to see, and to say, ask questions. I will post in future so that you know what's coming up, so you can get your questions ready. But until we're all in here and you're on the journey, you're on the adventure, you'll be going, what is she talking about? You need to be in it to win it. You need to be in it to make a difference. You need to be part of the community. You need to be here because you've invested time, effort, and money to writing your book and to publishing your book. Every author who's come through our doors will get access to this. So I'm looking for a larger community. I haven't looked at our figures today. It was 13 the other day. We should have at least 30 people. So we're nearly halfway there. I know some people are on trips and things like that as well at the moment. But let's make yourself visible, make yourself known, and come along so we can make these interactive, just like you would do in a classroom or a workshop or anything like that. Use your own language as what you want to call these. You can put it in the discussion. I think we should call the sessions X, Y, and Z. Let's get a bit of a conversation going so that we can come up with something that comes from you, because I'm doing this for you. So that's all I've got to say, because I've got no questions to answer. Anything about brand, come in, go into brand awareness, stage 2, ask questions, and I will answer them. Don't forget, once you start working on all of these elements, even if you're further along the line, I suggest you come back and do them, even if you're a published author, because there's more things in here that you've not done. And I'm saving you thousands of pounds if you go to a brander. I was wanting to work with one, and it's like they start at £5,000. So why not know what I know? Why not do what I know, and I share all that, and I'll save you more money, so you're getting added value for your investment and for your book. That's what it's all about for me. You know, and I will teach you what I know, and I'll give you the best of what I know, and that's it. So until the next time, this is Brenda saying, be brilliant, much love, and to the pip. I'll see you at the next session, which is tomorrow at 10 AM, I believe. Okay, see you then. To the pip.